Good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay. So first of all, we can answer yesterday's question paper. How was the exam? Is it tough or too easy? Dia?
It was okay, ma'am.
Okay. So let me discuss the answers first. After that, we can move to the next problems. So the first question, the peak value of alternating current flowing through a resistor is given by Im is equal to Vm by R, I is equal to V by R, Im is equal to Vm, Im is equal to R by Vm, which is the right answer. Peak value of alternating current. Peak value means maximum value of current that is flowing through a resistor when it is connected to an AC voltage source. Which option is right? Try to guess one answer.
Im is equal to Vm by R.
Im is equal to Vm by R. Maximum value of current is given by Im is equal to Vm by R. The second question, the variation of instantaneous current and instantaneous EMF in a circuit is shown in the figure. Which of the following statement is correct? The voltage lags behind the current by pi by 2 pi. Here, no, pi by 2 pi, pi by 2. The voltage leads the current by pi by 2, pi by 2. The voltage and current are in phase. The voltage leads the current by pi. Which is the correct statement? Here,
Voltage leads the current by pi by 2.
Leads or lags?
Leads.
Okay, very good. The voltage leads the current by pi by 2. Now the third question. The graph between inductive reactance and frequency is a parabola, straight line, hyperbola, and arc of a circle. The graph between inductive reactance and frequency. Inductive reactance and frequency.
Straight line.
It's a straight line, slanting straight line. Then in a series RL circuit, the resistance and inductive reactance are the same. Then the phase difference between the voltage and current in the circuit is dash. Pi by 4, pi by 2, pi by 6 or 0. In a RL circuit means a circuit which contains resistor and inductor, and it is connected to an alternative voltage source. Then what about the phase difference between voltage and current? What is the equation for calculating phase difference? If it is an LCR circuit, we have an equation tan phi is equal to chi L minus chi C divided by R. This is the equation for calculating the phase difference in the case of an LCR circuit. But here we have RL circuit. So the term chi C is absent here. That is chi C is equal to 0. Therefore, the equation becomes tan phi is equal to chi L by R. And one clue is given in this question. In a series LR circuit, the resistance and inductive reactance are the same. Here the resistance and inductive reactance are same means, suppose if we take the value of inductive reactance is equal to X ohm. Similarly, the value of resistance of a resistor is equal to X ohm. The resistance offered by the inductor and that of the resistor are same. They are same. Then what is the phase difference between voltage and current in the case of series RL circuit? It is given by tan phi is equal to chi L divided by R. Or we can write phase difference. The equation for calculating phase difference is tan phi is equal to ratio of resistance offered by the inductor and capacitor to that of the resistance offered by the resistor. But here it is RL circuit, so the equation becomes tan phi is equal to chi L by R, where chi L is X ohm. Similarly, the resistance offered by the resistor is also the same. It is again X ohm, so we can write tan phi is equal to x by x is equal to 1, which implies phi is equal to tan inverse 1. What is tan inverse 1? Yes? Pi by 4. Tan inverse 1 is equal to, actually it is 45 degree. That is pi by 4. So the answer is A, pi by 4. Okay. Now the fifth question. A 40 microfarad capacitor is connected to 200 volt 50 hertz AC supply. The RMS value of the current in the circuit is nearly 1.7 ampere, 2.05 ampere, 2.5 ampere, 25.1 ampere. Which option is right? Here C is given, C is equal to 40 microfarad. And 200 volt. What is this 200 volt indicates? 200 volt. Is it instantaneous voltage or RMS voltage? 200 volt 50 hertz supply, AC supply.
RMS value.
This RMS value, VRMS. VRMS is equal to 200 volt. Okay. And the frequency is 50. F is equal to 50 hertz. Then calculate the RMS value of the current in the circuit. How we can calculate the RMS value of current? IRMS is equal to VRMS divided by, this is a circuit which contains capacitor only. So VRMS by the resistance offered by the capacitor, that is the capacitive reactance chi C. IRMS is equal to VRMS by chi C. So here we need the value of chi C. How we can calculate chi C? Chi C is equal to 1 by C omega. But here the value of omega is not given. So we can write 1 by C is 40 microfarad into omega 2 pi f, 2 into 3.14 into 50. What about the value of chi C? So after substituting all these values, IRMS is equal to, VRMS is 200 volt divided by chi C, that is equal to 40 microfarad into 2 into 3.14 into 50. What about the final answer? Final answer that you obtained. Which answer that you are marked yesterday in the OMR sheet? Is it option A, B, C, or D? Michael?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Is it C?
Which question?
Question 5. Question number 5.
Yeah, C.
Option C. What about Vidur?
Yes, ma'am.
Final answer is 2.5 ampere. Okay. So now the second section, this assertion and reasoning type questions. So here, I think in one question I made a mistake in the options. Okay. First of all, we can discuss it. So the options are if it is option A, assertion is correct, reason is correct, and reason is the correct explanation for assertion. And if it is option B, assertion is correct, reason is correct, but the reason is not correct explanation for the assertion. And if the option C is right, then the option is assertion is correct, but the reason is incorrect. And if it is option D, assertion is incorrect and reason is correct. But here I need to provide one more option, that is assertion is incorrect and both the reason is also incorrect. Here actually I didn't give that option. So we can discuss the questions. The first one is this. According to assertion, a capacitor blocks direct current in the steady state, and the reason, capacitive reactance of the capacitor is inversely proportional to frequency of the source of EMF. What about the assertion and reason? A capacitor blocks direct current in the steady state. A capacitor blocks direct current in the steady state. Is it correct or incorrect? Assertion. In our previous class, we made a statement regarding with that of the capacitor. What about the resistance offered by the capacitor to a DC circuit as compared to that of the AC circuit? Resistance offered by capacitor to DC circuit. Unmute and say at least is it is high or low, less. Yes. What about the resistance offered by capacitor to a circuit, to a DC circuit?
Serves as a barrier for DC and DC path for AC.
Yes. Capacitor provides a barrier for DC circuit and it is provides an easy path for AC circuit, which implies capacitor offers a high resistor for that of the DC circuit. Then you just correlate that statement with this assertion. A capacitor blocks direct current in the steady state. Is it is true or false, or correct or incorrect? Capacitor blocks direct current in the steady state. Steady state means in the direct current state, if it is connected to a DC voltage source. Then the assertion is true because it is provides a barrier for DC circuit and it is provides an easy path for AC circuit. So here the assertion is true. A capacitor blocks the direct current in the steady state. Then what about the reason? The capacitive reactance of the capacitor is inversely proportional to frequency of the source of EMF. Is it is true or false? Correct or incorrect? Reason? The capacitive reactance of the capacitor is inversely proportional to frequency. Capacitive reactance means chi c. Chi c is equal to 1 by c omega. Omega is the angular frequency, or we can write chi c is equal to 1 by c into 2 pi f. What this equation implies? Capacitive reactance is inversely proportional to frequency. So here the reason is also right. So we can say assertion is true, reason is true, and the reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Okay, so here in the sixth question, a capacitor blocks direct current in the steady state. In the steady state, capacitor provides a barrier for DC current. It offers a high resistance to that of the DC current. Okay, so capacitor blocks direct current in the steady state. Assertion is correct. Reason, the capacitive reactance of the capacitor is inversely proportional to frequency of the source of EMF. The reason is also correct. So we can say the reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Now, question number 7. According to your assertion, yes?
Ma'am, the capacitor blocks direct current because of accumulation of charges on one side, right?
Oh, yes.
So isn't that the correct reason?
Here, as in the case of reason is also right. The capacitive reactance of a capacitor is inversely proportional to that of the frequency.
Ma'am, so can the reason also be that
Yes, actually the reason is the correct explanation for our, whenever the frequencies decreases, what happens to the capacitive reactance?
Increases.
Capacitive reactance again increases. And if the capacitive reactance is offers a higher resistance, what happens? It blocks the direct current that is flowing through the circuit.
Okay, ma'am.
So the reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Actually, the reason for the explanation for the assertion is a capacitor blocks direct current in the steady state. The explanation for the assertion is capacitor offers a high resistance in the direct state, or if it is connected to a DC voltage source. If the capacitor is connected to a DC voltage source, it offers a high resistance. Okay, the resistance offered by the capacitor is known as capacitive reactance. And the reason is given, the capacitive reactance of a capacitor is inversely proportional to frequency. That is, frequency increases, capacitive reactance is also increases. And here we know that capacitive reactance is the reason for the barrier for the flow of current in the DC circuit. So we can say reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. Then in the seventh one, assertion is this: average value of AC over a complete cycle is always 0. Is it correct or incorrect? Average value of AC over a complete cycle is always 0. What about the nature of the graph of AC? For an average cycle, its value is, for example, it is 0.2, here 0.4. Here it is 0.6. So average half cycle, it is 0.2. Then the next half cycle is this. Again, one more 0.2. But here it is equal in magnitude, but opposite in direction. Now only we can say that AC over a complete cycle. This is the half cycle. This is the next half cycle, but it is in the opposite direction. So our assertion is this: average value of AC over a complete cycle is always equal to 0. Is it correct or incorrect? For the first half cycle, the value, for example, we can take it is 0.2. And for the next half cycle, it is again 0.2, but it in the opposite direction. So in effect, 0.2 plus minus 0.2. It is equal to 0. So the average value of AC over a full or over a complete cycle, is equal to 0. Assertion is correct. If you are consider the graph of AC, half cycle is implies only this portion. This indicates the half cycle. For the next half cycle, or we can say it is completes a complete cycle, or the AC is completes a cycle, we need one more half cycle, but it is in the opposite direction. One, it is in the positive axis, the another half cycle in the negative axis. They are equal in magnitude, but opposite in direction. So they will cancel each other. So we can say average value of AC over a complete cycle is always 0. It's a correct statement. And the next reason is this: average value of AC is always defined over a half cycle. It is also true. Average value of AC is always defined over half cycle. We cannot explain the value of current by taking a complete cycle, because if you are taking a complete cycle, the average value of, the value of AC becomes equal to 0. If you are consider the average value over a complete cycle, average value of the current, AC current, will be equal to 0. So it is only possible to consider the average value of AC defined over a half cycle. So here the reason is also true. But the reason is not the correct explanation for the assertion. So once again, I will explain. Assertion is this: average value of AC over a complete cycle is always 0. If we are taking the average value of AC, it contains only this portion. This is the half cycle of AC. We need the complete cycle. We need to take one more half cycle, then only it is a complete cycle. So the value of this AC is equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So they will cancel each other. So the assertion is right. Average value of AC over a complete cycle is always equal to 0 because they are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So they will cancel. The reason is this: average value of AC always defined over a half cycle. We can only calculate the average value of AC by determining over its half cycle, because if you are taken it the complete cycle, it will be cancelled. So only possible way, take the average value of AC over a half cycle. The reason is also correct, but the reason is not the correct explanation for the assertion. So for question number 7, assertion is correct, reason is correct, but the reason is not the correct explanation for the assertion. Now question number 8. Assertion is this: the inductive reactance limits amplitude of the current in a purely inductive circuit. Reason: the inductive reactance is independent of the frequency of the current. So first you check whether the assertion is correct or incorrect. The inductive reactance limits amplitude of the current. Students, you may please note amplitude of the current means maximum value or peak value of the current. So inductive reactance limits maximum value of the current in a purely inductive circuit. This assertion is right or wrong, correct or incorrect? Inductive reactance limits maximum value or the amplitude of the current in a purely inductive circuit. Is it correct or incorrect? Question number 8, assertion. Consider the AC voltage that is applied to a circuit which is contained only inductor. So our assertion is this: inductive reactance limits amplitude of the current in a purely inductive circuit. Is it is correct or incorrect? What about the amplitude of current or maximum value of current for AC voltage applied through inductor? Maximum value of current for AC voltage applied to inductor.
IM.
IM is equal to
IM sin omega t minus t.
IM is equal to, or I is equal to IM sin omega t. I need the equation for calculating the maximum value of current, or IRMS. IRMS is equal to, this is the value of current when we are connecting an inductor to an AC voltage source. IRMS is equal to or IM is equal to maximum value of current. IM is equal to, we can write Vm by chi L. IM is equal to Vm by chi L. Okay. So from this equation, we can say that how this current and that of the inductive reactance is related. They are directly proportional or indirectly proportional. They are directly or indirectly proportional. Or you just think what happens if the inductive reactance increases. If the inductive reactance increases. From this equation, we can say that inductive reactance and that of the current is inversely proportional to each other. If the inductive reactance increases, what happens to the maximum value of current that is flowing through an circuit which contains inductor, which is applied to an AC voltage source?
Decreases.
Yes, if the inductive reactance increases, maximum value of the current is decreases. Then you just connect this equation with that of the assertion. The inductive reactance limits amplitude of the current in a purely inductive circuit. So if the inductive reactance increases, what happens to the maximum value of the current or the amplitude of the current? It decreases. So what about our assertion? The inductive reactance limits amplitude of the current in a purely inductive circuit. Is it is true or false, or correct or incorrect? Inductive reactance is limit or it is allows the current. They are inversely proportional to each other. From this equation, it is clear that both the inductive reactance and that of the maximum value of the current are inversely proportional to each other. So if the inductive reactance is limit or it is allows the maximum value of current, which one is correct? Inductive reactance is limit or it is allows. If greater the inductive reactance, what will be the maximum value of current? Maximum value of current seems to be decreases, right? So here the assertion is right. The inductive reactance limits the amplitude of current in a purely inductive circuit. Here the assertion is right. Now the reason. The inductive reactance is independent of the frequency of the current. The inductive reactance is independent of the frequency of current. Is it correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
It is incorrect because we know that according to the equation, chi L is equal to L omega, that is equal to 2 pi F. Here the inductive reactance is depend on frequency. They are directly proportional to each other. Whenever the frequency increases, inductive reactance is also increases. So here the reason is false or it is incorrect, but the assertion is true. Inductive reactance limits the amplitude of the current in a purely inductive circuit. It is correct, but here the reason given is incorrect. The inductive reactance is independent of the frequency. It is incorrect because inductive reactance depends on frequency. They are directly proportional to each other. Now the 9th question, assertion is this: the alternating current lags behind the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2 when AC flows through an inductor. And the reason is this: the inductive reactance increases as the frequency of AC voltage sources increases. What about the assertion? Here you don't need to think about anything. It's a direct question from what we are studying from the theoretical portion. The alternating current lags behind the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2 when an alternating current flows through an inductor. AC flows through an inductor. Alternating current lags behind the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2. In the case of inductor, we have ELI. E for EMF, L for inductor, and I for current. So here the assertion is this: alternating current lags behind the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2 when an AC flows through the inductor. Does the assertion is correct or incorrect? In the case of an inductor, who leads, EMF or current? Unmute and say.
EMF.
EMF. In the case of inductor, EMF is leads because E is the first term. So here EMF is leads, and who is lags here? Is it EMF or current? current is lag. So just to compare this with that of our assertion, the alternating current lags behind the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2. So here we can say, here the current is lags. In the case of inductor, current lags the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2. Pi by 2 means 90 degree. So here the assertion is correct. Then what about the reason? The inductive reactance increases as the frequency of AC source increases. Reason is correct or incorrect? Already we discussed in the previous case. Inductive reactance increases as the frequency of AC source increases.
True.
It is also true. It is correct. And we can say the reason is the correct explanation for the assertion. So here both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation for assertion. Now question number 10. The power in an AC circuit is minimum if the circuit has only a resistor. The power in an AC circuit is minimum if the circuit has only a resistor. What is the equation for calculating the power? Power in an AC circuit is minimum if the circuit has only a resistor. What do you think? It is something that is related to that of the LCR circuit. The power in an AC circuit is minimum if the circuit has only a resistor. That is, the resistance offered by the inductor is equal to 0. Resistance offered by the capacitor is equal to 0. Only the resistance offered by the resistor is present. Then what about the power in an AC circuit? Is it is minimum or maximum? Just think, here we have three components: inductor, capacitor, and a resistor. Out of these three components, the resistance offered by inductor is equal to 0. Resistance offered by the capacitor is equal to 0. Here only we have the resistance offered by the resistor is present. So what do you think? Does the assertion is true or false? The power in an AC circuit is minimum if the circuit has only a resistor. What about the impedance? What do you mean by impedance? The total resistance offered by the circuit is known as impedance. Okay. And impedance means it is the Z is equal to root of chi L minus chi C the whole square plus R square. If chi L is equal to 0, chi C is equal to 0, we have Z is equal to root of R square, or we can write Z is equal to R. The circuit is purely behaves like a resistive. Here, the resistance offered by inductor and capacitor becomes cancelled, so it is equal to 0. Then what about the power? Power of the circuit is given by P is equal to, we can calculate it by VI, or in terms of another equation, we can write P is equal to V by R. Power P is equal to V square by R. But here we are consider an LCR circuit. So P is equal to V square by Z. P is equal to V square by Z means root of R square plus chi L minus chi C the whole square. So you just consider this case. The power of the circuit when all the three components are present. We know that according to this equation, power is inversely proportional to resistance. Whenever the resistance offered by the circuit is increases, the power generated in the circuit will be decreases. Okay. So what do you think in the present case? P is equal to V square by root of R square plus chi L minus chi C the whole square. You just imagine all the three components are present in a circuit. Resistor, inductor, and capacitor is present in a circuit. We know that if the three components are present, they are offer their own resistance. Then what about the power generated in the circuit? Is it increases or decreases? If all the three components are present, they offers their own resistance. Then what about the power? Power is inversely proportional to resistance. F. Does the power increase or decrease, Nandana?
Decrease.
Power decreases. If all the three components are present, we know that the resistance offered by that entire circuit will be high. So as a result, the power offered by the circuit will be decreases. Okay. But here you just imagine the chi L and chi C is equal to 0. So here power is equal to P is equal to V square divided by root of R square. Now in our circuit, the component resistor is only present. Then what about the value of power? Is it increase or decrease? Capacitor and inductor is replaced from the circuit. Only resistor is present in the circuit. Then what about the power generated in the circuit? Power increases. So here actually the assertion is incorrect. The power in an AC circuit is minimum. It is not minimum, it is maximum if the circuit has only a resistor. Instead of the resistor, inductor, and capacitor, if the circuit is contain only the resistor, the power in an AC circuit is maximum. It is not minimum. So here the assertion is wrong or it is incorrect. Now the reason is this: power of a circuit is independent of the phase angle. Power of a circuit is independent of the phase angle. According to one equation, the power of an AC circuit, I will give you one equation to study. We are not deriving the equation. We just write the power of an AC circuit is given by Vrms, Irms, cos phi, where phi is the phase angle. So P is equal to Vrms, Irms, cos phi. So from this equation, we can say that power is depends on the phase angle. So according to here, the reason is power of a circuit is independent of the phase angle. Here the reason is also wrong. So actually I didn't give any kind of option like that. Both assertion and reason is incorrect. So I will compensate the mark of that question in any other questions in multiple choice or in the case study. Okay. So actually for the 10th question, both assertion and reason are incorrect. I didn't give such a kind of option in this assertion and reasoning kind pattern. So I'm so sorry. I will compensate that mark in the MCQ or in case study patterns. So the power in AC circuit is not minimum, it is maximum if the circuit is contain only the resistor. The second one, the reason is this: power of a circuit is independent of the phase angle. It is also incorrect according to our equation. P is equal to Vrms, Irms, cos phi, where phi is the phase angle. So according to this equation, power is depends upon the phase angle phi. So both assertion and reason are incorrect. Now the last case study questions. Read the passage given below and answer the following questions. Okay. So here the major portion is this: a resistor of 12 ohm, capacitor of reactance 14 ohm, and a pure inductor of inductance 0.1 Henry are joined in series and placed across 200 volt 50 hertz AC supplies. Well, what is the value of inductive reactance? What is the value of inductive reactance? So here a resistor of resistance R is equal to 12 ohm, Capacitor of capacitive reactance chi L is equal to 14 ohm. And the inductor of inductance, it is not inductive reactance, inductance L is equal to 0.1 Henry. They are joined in series and placed across a 200 volt. 200 volt means VRMS. VRMS is equal to 200 volt. 50 hertz. F is equal to 50 hertz. Then what is the value of inductive reactance? What about the value of inductive reactance? How we can calculate the inductive reactance? Inductive reactance is given by chi L. Chi L is equal to equation for inductive reactance.
L omega.
L omega. So here omega is not given. So we can write L into 2 pi F. L into 2 pi F. That is chi L. Chi L is equal to, L is given in 0.1 Henry. Henry is the unit of inductance. Capacitance, unit of capacitance is farad. Similarly, unit of inductance is Henry. So 0.1 into 2 into 3.14 into frequency is 50. And the final answer is chi L is equal to 31.4 ohm. So option B is right. Inductive reactance chi L is equal to 31.4 ohm. Okay. Now the 12th question, the value of impedance is dash. How we can calculate the impedance? Impedance Z is equal to root of R square plus chi L minus chi C the whole square. That is equal to root of, the value of resistance is given 12 square plus the value of inductive reactance is already found here, it is 31.4 minus chi C is given, that is 14. So 31.4 minus 14 the whole square. So root of 12 square plus 31.4 minus 14 the whole square. And the final answer is 21.13 ohm. 21.13 ohm is the right answer. After solving this, you get option D, 21.13. What is the value of current in the circuit? Question number 13. What is the value of current in the circuit? How we can calculate the value of current? Here we can calculate the RMS value of current because it is connected to an AC voltage source. So IRMS is equal to VRMS by Z. Here it is consist of inductance, resistance and capacitance. So we need to calculate, or we need to take the impedance, the total resistance of the circuit, VRMS by Z, that is equal to, VRMS is given in the question 200 divided by Z. Z is impedance, value of impedance is 21.13 ohm, that is equal to, I think it is 9.46 ampere. 9.46. Option D is right. Then question number 14. What is the value of phase angle? So here I think so many questions are repeated, like calculate the phase angle or phase difference. So if you find a question like that, only the equation is this tan phi. Tan phi is the equation for calculating the phase angle or phase difference. Tan phi is equal to chi L minus chi C divided by R. This is the general equation for calculating the phase angle or phase difference. So depending upon the circuit, we can rearrange the equation. If only the chi L is present, then the equation becomes tan phi is equal to chi L by R. If only the capacitor is present, then the equation becomes tan phi is equal to chi C by R. But here in the present case, we have all the three components. So we need to take the general equation. Tan phi is equal to chi L minus chi C by R. That is equal to 31.4 minus 14 divided by 12. Which implies tan phi is equal to 1.45. Or phi is equal to tan inverse 1.45. That is equal to 55 degree 4 minutes. You can use the logarithm table for doing the calculation during examination. Yes?
If we are not taught how to use that.
Yes, Achyut?
We are not taught how to use the logarithm table.
You don't know how to use the logarithm table.
No.
Okay, I will explain the next class, surely. Then the last question. From the graph, which one is S?
Ma'am, how were we supposed to find it out yesterday?
How?
How were we supposed to find it yesterday?
You didn't use the logarithm table yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then what did you get the answer?
I got tan inverse 1.45, but I couldn't simplify further.
Okay, all right. Okay, anyway, I'm just compensate that mark also. Okay, children. So the last question, from the graph, which one is the true? VL is greater than or equal to VC, VL is less than VC, VL is greater than VC, or VL is equal to VC. Actually, when we are reading the paragraph, it is already given VL is greater than VC. Okay, from the phasor diagram itself, you can find out the VL is greater than VC is the right answer. Okay, it's the time.